So there's a scientific reason that you're a superhuman, Mike?
Nah, I'm definitely not superhuman. But hang on, I've got to let this bass line. So good.
I believe that passion is contagious. Because when someone shares passionately, regardless of the subject matter, we glimpse into our own passions. In that moment, breaking social barriers and growing just that little bit closer together. This show simply aims to bring passionate DJs to my garage here in Coburg to share and discuss music passionately. And perhaps we might all grow just that little bit closer together whilst we're at it. I'm DJ Be Kind to Other People, I'm passionate about dance music, and this is Coburg Up Late.
It's Coburg Up Late.
Ladies and gentlemen, a true angel of Melbourne dance music joins us today. Hands down the most loved man in our dance community. He's the big boss of universally celebrated tour company Thieves, a group truly dedicated to bringing people together and raising 750 grand for the Fred Hollows Foundation too. He's a gentleman, he's a philanthropist, and he's quite literally just come from a gig in the Revolver Cage less than 1 hour ago. Please welcome Radiator, aka Mike TONER.
Doof, doof, doof in the air tonight. House music from home never felt so right. Now your neighbors awake in the 3058. It's Coburg Up Late.
You're healthy, Mike, 36.4.
I have come from a Revolver just so that could show anything at the moment.
How long ago were you literally DJing in the cage?
An hour ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so just like straight in the car and straight up here. Yeah.
And you're sober right now?
I'm always sober at Revolver, actually. I think in the last 12 years, I've drank twice when I've been working, one of them being our 10th birthday last year.
Which was amazing. I was at the Michael Beebe at Revolver Day. Holy
Yeah.
shit, what a gig.
Yeah. So, yeah, had a few drinks at that, and also on my 40th birthday, but apart from that, I haven't had a drink.
You were working at your 40th birthday?
Yeah. Well, I ran a charity event for my 40th birthday to raise money. I just said to everybody, I don't want a present, just come to this party. And
now, when you say ran a charity event, this has become quite synonymous with you and what you do. It's the Fred Hollows Foundation specifically, isn't it?
That's right. So yeah, the Fred Hollows Foundation is this incredible organization that they can restore people's eyesight who are blinded by cataract disease for as little as $25.
Wow.
Which is like, I mean...
That's bang for your buck.
That is like, it's the price of a burger. It's less than the price of a packet of cigarettes in Australia.
Or like a bad pinger in the Revolver smoking room.
Yeah, exactly. So, started working with the Fred Hollows Foundation. I'd actually... I witnessed this this thing that happened when I was at college years ago.
Yeah.
Where I saw a guy who was an albino and he had like really bad eyesight, and I saw him walk into like a floating staircase and hurt his head really badly, and he got cut.
Oh, man.
And a few of the other guys, and there was a few other guys around him, started laughing at him, and I went over and like helped the guy. He dropped his books and helped him get his books up and gave these other guys an absolute spray. But when I went home that night, I actually got really upset by it. So
wow.
I made a decision. I was 18 at the time, and I made a decision that I was going to whenever I was in a position to, I was going to try and do something for preventable blindness.
Oh, wow. So
when I started Thick as Thieves, I started, me and Boogs started doing some shows for the guide dogs. Wow. But what I found out was like it cost 30 grand to train one guide dog.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, exactly.
The antithesis of bang for your buck.
Yeah, exactly. and I was literally, Cal, I was driving down Pont Road one day and I saw this sign saying $25 to restore the gift of sight.
You mean those Punt Road ads are good for something?
Mate, they got me. So I saw this hollows.org and I went home and Googled it and just went down the rabbit hole and saw that there was this incredible doctor who was raising money and going over to third world countries.
Just quickly, is that the same website today?
Yep.
Okay, it's just here.
Yep, great. So yeah, I walked into their office and I said to them, look, can you guys restore the gift of sight for $25? And they were like, yeah. And I was like,
was there a sign on Punt Road lying to me?
and I said, okay, I want to raise some money for you. And they said, how do you plan doing that? And I was like, I run rave parties. And they were like, who is this tripper? But we ran an event. That was the first event I did for the foundation. And
what was the event?
It was Claptone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Who you've brought out a number of times.
Yeah. So how I've been working these events is if we bring an artist out and they do a show and the show sells out, normal protocol from a lot of the other companies will be put a second show on sale and then everybody makes loads more money.
Yeah, right.
But I just decided that like from day one, if we sold out the first show, I would ask the artist to do a second show and we would use all our resources to make the show happen. If the artist would give up their time for free, and then we would give the whole door to the foundation.
Wow.
So yeah, did the first show in 2013.
Yeah.
And
from my understanding, by Claptone saying yes, that becomes then the positive influence for everybody else.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, Claptone and in that first year, Claptone and Patrick Topping and Kolsch and a few other guys.
Yeah.
And like
some huge names who, can I say as well, thank you so much for basically making them Melbourne staples now, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, you know, they're all great guys, and yeah, they all were like really happy to be able to help. And I think the artists genuinely, they like doing stuff like this as well. They like the fact that, you know, by them giving up an hour and a half of their time,
that they can do so much tangibly, right?
That's it, Cal. You know, a lot of these shows we've raised, like, you know, if we get 1,000 payers through the door, $25 a head, that's 25 grand in one night. That's 1,000 people's eyesight restored by them showing up for 2 hours, you know.
Shit.
And it's always like, normally the shows are on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
So if the artist has come for a 2-week tour run, and they've played their show in Melbourne on the first weekend, they're hanging around anyway. So and it's like, I mean, you've played there now. It's like, excuse me, would you like to come and play at Revolver, and in doing so we can raise loads of money? It's like, it's not exactly a hard sell, you know. So yeah, it's just, you know, we started doing the shows in 2012, and then it's been a very successful venture all up for the foundation.
Well, you speak of that downtime when people are in Melbourne, and I understand a huge part of your motivation is giving these artists like a true Melbourne experience.
Yeah. When I started doing parties in Melbourne, running events, I was buying acts off other touring companies, and we just started to
That sounds complicated.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, say someone like Future Entertainment would have brought out these big international artists, and I mean, this is the job that I do now. You contact their agent, and then you arrange that they have a show in maybe Brisbane, Sydney, Adelaide, Perth, Canberra, Auckland, all over 2 weekends, so that the artists can maximise.
Canberra's definitely getting Thursday.
Yeah. Canberra's actually firing at the moment.
Yeah, Fiction Club, shout out to you, Frankie.
Yeah, Fiction, exactly, and 122 now, he's got the other club, yeah.
Boom.
But yeah, we started, I was buying artists off these companies, and we just started to see that there was this pattern of, like, you know, we'd pick them up on a Friday that have been here for a week, and we'd ask them what they did, and they said like nothing. Maybe walked around Fed Square because that was all they knew. And then I was just
it's
like,
true. Visiting Melbourne, not knowing what to do, this place would fucking suck.
Well, like when you say to people like, what is there to see in Melbourne? It's like
a couple of cathedrals.
Revolver, like yeah. So like yeah. So yeah, I just decided I was going to bring a few artists who I was friends with from back in the UK out to Australia, and we just really went all out, making sure they had a great time, and then they went back and told their mates about how good Australia was.
What kind of things would you take these like really serious artists?
What
would you do with them?
It's funny. I mean, the big winner I think has been the Healesville Animal Sanctuary because they For a lot of those guys who have never been to Australia, like getting their picture taken with a kangaroo is like that's why they come here, you know.
Hey, that's techno.
Yeah, exactly. That's techno, and it became this thing where like all these artists they would post a picture of them with a kangaroo, and people would be commenting, "Oh, you're with Mike again." And like one day I was walking around the Healesville Animal Sanctuary, and the zookeeper's like, "Hi, Mike," you know, and I'm like, fuck, this is the third time in like a month I've been back out here.
Yeah. Popular in clubs and animal sanctuaries.
Yeah, exactly. Well, kind of both, the same amount of wildlife in both, you know. But so like I started bringing out a lot of artists, and I think word just spread that they were having a good time, and just it grew from there. And fast forward to where we are now, and just big roster of artists come out regularly.
And where we are now is a very small enclosed space in Coburg, about to play a 2-for-1 back-to-back set. Are you ready, Mike?
I am born ready, mate. Yeah.
What are you prepared today?
I haven't actually prepared anything, but
nice.
but I have come from Revolver, so I've got heaps of heaps of stuff at the ready. So
That's true. I must admit, I didn't know what you were going to play because you are like notoriously quite versatile as well. So I've prepared some pretty like club-friendly bangers.
yeah, I'm down with that.
Let's see where we go. We've got Mike TONER here, aka Radiator, the head of Thick as Thieves, also known as the Gandhi of Australian dance
I
music.
don't know about that. But
Thanks so much for coming, mate. Let's
no
have
worries.
some fun.
All right, cool.
Did you play this in the cage today? What was that?
This is like a current Revolver club bomb at the minute. It's Michael Meyer and Who Made Who. But yeah, it's called Hamstring. It's ironic with all the runners, it just names all the body parts.
When you say like a Revolver anthem, like that club's been notorious for many years for creating like citywide anthems as well, hasn't it?
Absolutely. From us playing in there, there's tracks that like me and Brian and Boogs and Tarek and Spacey will just play every week that have become like these huge tracks in Melbourne. So I'll give you an example. The artist Lovebirds. You know
Oh yeah,
Lovebirds?
yeah.
Lovebirds.
I'm just hiding in the shadows.
Yeah. But Lovebirds comes to Melbourne and plays in front of 5,000 people. And he doesn't have that kind of audience anywhere else, but it's just from us playing in the shadows every week. And I mean, the track's over. It's like 11, 12 years old and it still gets played.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a very much, I could, you know, if you could pinpoint the actual sonic style of In the Shadows that I think resonates with Melbourne, it's that offbeat bass line.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And in fact,
yeah, that's probably a bit of it there.
yeah, would you say that's actually quite a Revolver sound, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You want to play one?
No, we're doing 2 for 1, mate. Revolver's played a very pivotal part in the Mike TONER that is today.
100%. It's like, Revolver blood runs through my veins, you know? It's,
You weren't always a Sunday resident, and you weren't always the head of Thick as Thieves.
I wasn't always a Sunday resident, but I mean, I was a resident in there from 2004. I came here in 2003, and I was a resident in 2004.
He doesn't fuck around, does he?
Yeah, and I've been a resident since, so it's like, it's been very much a huge part of my life. I think we started running parties on the Sunday night. We did this thing called the Summer Series.
Yeah.
Me and Daniel from Novel and Kevin Carlberg from Stable. And that ran for over 10 years. And by that stage, when we started, the Sunday nights on Chapel Street were dead. And then, you know, all of a sudden, like, everybody started coming to hear these internationals and Revolver.
Chapel Street is known for Sunday now.
Yeah, it was like a chicken and egg thing where the more we did, the more people came. But then when we weren't doing events, people were coming anyway. So like they just kept feeding each other. It was amazing. Yeah, it was awesome. It was really good. So yeah, so now it's like we do more events on Sundays than Fridays.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Which is
your winter series as well, that carried through?
Yeah. So we were doing the summer series was night times during the summer, but then we figured out there was a bit of a like people wanted something to do in the winter, but nobody wanted to be out late at night in winter. So we just started running parties during the day, and yeah, again they became, and it was actually great for if you were doing a tour because the artists could. A lot of the artists now only want to be away for one weekend, so a lot of them will fly in and they'll do
fucking divas.
I know, but they might do Perth Friday night, Sydney Saturday. They can fly into Melbourne Sunday morning, play Revolver Sunday afternoon, and then fly out and play another gig Sunday night. So
holy shit! Well, thank you for bringing like such an important part of Melbourne nightlife is our day life now. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does have such a Revolver sound. There's like that kind of T-Rack guitar.
I almost played a T-Rack track next, but I thought I'll save it till later.
Can you describe the feeling the first time you... actually, I'll let you mix this one. Wow. I want to talk about that mix, actually. No, for sure. Let's talk about the mix. So, with this style of, firstly, how would we pigeonhole this as a genre?
Well, the thing about it, when I'm playing at Revolver, I will mix into so many different genres.
Yes.
Like I don't. There's no pigeonholing of anything.
Okay.
You know, I really like. I can literally mix like, you know, an R&B track and do a techno track, and I don't really.
It was just super impressive how long you dragged that out for.
Yeah. I'm probably known for like longer mixes, you know.
Cool.
But yeah, and I tend to loop a lot and just do that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is I mean, Michael Meyer is like my favorite DJ that I've ever seen.
Shout out.
Yeah, Michael Meyer, you're the man. Yeah, I've been very lucky. We've been touring him the last couple of years, but
he already knows this.
Yeah. But yeah, we've been some of the sets he's played at Rainbow Serpent Festival have been the greatest musical experiences of my life, you know, and everything he does musically, he's just like, the guy's like a genius, you know, and he's a legend as well. He's like the nicest guy. So the Hamstring's been getting a good run at Revolver at the minute, and then this is just it's a remix of an older track called Suga, which you're gonna have to mix into now. Oh yes, you got Patrice on the mix.
I thought I'd pick tunes that you would undoubtedly have stories about.
Yeah.
You've booked Patrice a few times, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, I've been bringing Patrice to. Actually, I'll swap over. Yeah. Yeah, Patrice has been coming out for like the last 6 or 7 years with us, and he's just like, again, like just a really amazing human, super interesting character. Like,
dude, disregarding his humane side, which we will obviously get into, the guy is an absolute machine producer.
Oh, unbelievable! Yeah,
like the ideas, like for me, what I love about dance music is the ideas in a song.
Yeah,
he brings such a fresh idea to every new track.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an absolute freak when it comes to production. Nice. Thank you.
But onto his humane side.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, man. Because you're obviously quite inspired by him as a person.
Oh yeah. So Patrice has done like. I recently interviewed him for my podcast and
Raising the Vibration. Check it out.
Yeah.
Just quickly, where can they hear that? Where can people hear that?
Just Spotify or iTunes, Raising the Vibration.
Check it out. I'll link it below.
Thank you. I decided in the run-up when COVID kicked in that we would start doing something that maybe some of the listeners might find some benefit out of. Lots of these artists have got really, really interesting stories to tell in regard to, stuff that they're doing outside of dance music. So, for example, Patrice is really into like ayahuasca and plant medicine, and that kind of an incredibly healing effect for people that do it.
Wow.
I interviewed Patrick Topping, and Patrick's like a freak athlete who trains all the time.
No shit.
Yeah, he's an incredible runner, and he's very attentive to his diet. And he does 4 or 5 times a year, he does a social media and phone detox where he doesn't. I get a message saying, "Hey Mike, just so you know, my phone's going to be off for the next 10 days."
That's so considerate.
There's nothing can distract him.
Wow.
And he just goes into the studio and he doesn't check his email or any socials or anything for a week straight.
Now, sorry to throw that back on you, but you've recently done that with Instagram, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not just Instagram, with all my social media.
Yeah, wow. Which is pretty funny for a man that works in music promotion.
For a promoter, yeah. My team are always just like, Mike, you need to post this, and I'm like, oh.
Can someone else do it?
Yeah, exactly. But I found look, like anybody, Cal, there's times when you feel sometimes your phone controls you more than you control your phone, and the less distractions I have on there, the better. I don't have email, I don't have Facebook, I don't have Instagram, I don't use Twitter, so every now and again, if I need to post something on Instagram, I've got it. I need to go into the app and re-download it from the App Store, and then I post something, and then I delete it again.
But by design, though, as well, you make it difficult for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, because otherwise, it's just like, you're at a red light. You're like, oh well.
Yeah, exactly.
The amount of times I see myself so mindlessly doing that.
Yeah, totally. I think I read the average person checks their Instagram 150 times a day. Wow. Yeah.
There's that idea I was talking about. It's such a crystal clear, perfectly conveyed idea. There's no accident in that. You could tell that he created what he intended to create. And that's what I love about Patrice BAUMEL. We've got Mike Toner on Coburg up late. If you're enjoying the tunes, or you just don't want to put up with us gas-bagging to each other, this very Irish accent and this very hoarse 5-year-old boy that smokes a packet of Marlboro Reds a day, then you can just listen to the Spotify playlist of all of the tracks, plus 5 tunes that Mike has contributed. There's a Pat Topping tune there that you also added for this for the playlist. Have you got a moment now to tell us about it, or do you want to do one of you? You'll play it. Here we go. Mike Toner on Coburg up late. It is an honor, my friend.
So So shameless plug here. We're actually just launching a Thick as Thieves record label.
Wow.
And this is the first track off the EP. It's by Superflu. You know Superflu?
I've seen Superflu at your events.
Yeah. So we've been very lucky. We've been very lucky. We've managed to get like. It's an idea that I've been discussing with some of my artists, and I said to them, a lot of times they come out here, they'll say to me, Mike, do you have any idea of any good labels in Australia we should release on?
And you're just like, do you know what? Can't for the life of me fucking think of one.
Yeah, pretty much. But we tried a label in the past, and maybe 5 years ago, and I just found for whatever reason the tracks that we were getting sent were kind of like not stuff we really liked or gravitated towards. But I came at it from a different approach this time, and I said to the artists, look, if you can give us something for Australia and these tracks can do well, it will massively increase the amount of people coming to your shows in Australia. So there's a carrot.
You're more than a pretty face, Mike.
So so I'm really good mates with the Superflu guys, and I asked them if they'd be interested in sending us something.
Last time I saw them was at Luft.
Yeah.
Fucking banger.
Yeah. So they give us this EP, and me and Boogs and Brian and Ben, who do the A&R for the label, we just jumped at it and we thought, right, this is awesome. And then Monkey Safari gave us a track as well that is...
How Melbourne are they, by the way?
I know.
In terms of international guests, how Melbourne are Monkey Safari?
Well, Monkey Safari are another one of those acts, like Patrick, that I brought them to Australia before they played anywhere else outside their home country.
So we were their first international tour at your hand.
Yeah.
Why? What was it about? For you, it wasn't about making money, was it?
No. For Monkey Safari, they had this track again called Those Dancing Days that became this Melbourne club bomb from us playing it in Revolver that nobody had heard anywhere else. They told me when they came over here, I took them out for dinner one night, and we went into a restaurant in a supermarket, in a shopping centre, and the track was getting played over the shopping centre PA, and they said, I mean, the track had sold like 13 copies in Germany. Yeah.
It's such a good track, and to link it with Lovebirds, it's got the same offbeat bass line.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
such a banger.
Yeah.
Melbourne's got a sound, and I'm so proud of that.
Totally.
So thank you for that.
So Monkey Safari have now given another track which I'll play, and the Monkey Safari track is going to be a huge track in Melbourne. Yeah.
You heard it here first, and you're releasing this on the Thick as Thieves record label. Superflu always shaking it up with every production, I notice. Always something different, forever evolving, but firmly committed to the dance floor. Yes, TONER! Is this release number 1? I reckon the label's going to do pretty well.
9th of April.
Lovely. Good to know. Check it out. First release on Thick as Thieves Records from Superflu. interstate listeners or viewers that have never been to Revolver upstairs, this would be a taste of what it sounds like.
Yeah, this is a track that kind of came out last year. I know from talking to a lot of the artists at a tour, one of the big issues they're having at the minute is they're releasing records and they're not getting any club or airplay. So there's so many of these amazing records have been released and just gone under the radar.
Do you mean since the pandemic?
What's that?
Do you mean since the pandemic?
During the pandemic, during lockdown.
Wow.
Because there's no clubs open. So Patrick Topping released this record like I think maybe 3 months ago, and Australia's the only place it's getting played, and it's become this like bomb that's circulating the clubs in Melbourne now.
That is so interesting. So like culturally, the entire music scene has been affected by the pandemic geographically now.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I've had a lot of my artists saying to me, Mike, is there any chance you can play my track at Revolver and try and get some video footage? Because normally how they promo tracks is
show it live.
Lots of video footage of it playing in festivals and stuff. And they're saying Australia and New Zealand are the only places in the world where it's possible to get that kind of promo now. Yeah, crazy.
Oh my God. Wow.
Hence the reason I tag my cousin in every video. Funny, Cal, because the first time I heard this, I was like, this sounds like a T-Rec track, which is exactly what you said to me earlier.
Yeah. Well, the T-Rec, because he comes from a practical instrumentation background, used to play like guitar and still plays guitar, so he brings a lot of those instrumentations into his productions.
Have you had him on?
No, can you ask him personally?
Tarek, get your ass on here. You'll love this shit, man. Hey, Tarek's one of the most gifted people musically I know, and yeah, you should get him on. He'd be up for it.
He's also got more airtime on this show than anyone else. Everyone's talking about T-Rec. I love you, mate. And he gave me a shout out on Freak Show Disco.
Oh, really?
The other day. Bless you, mate. Thank you. And sorry, is this release number 2 on the Thickest Thieves?
No, it's a Patrick Topic remix of Matthew Deere. It's out already, but yeah.
Sorry, you did say that. 2 months old, yeah? Say that again. Give us what you just said.
No, I just said this track has just got so much energy.
Fuck yeah, it's boiled up energy that isn't releasing. It's like a kettle with a little lid on it, so it's just popping out like this.
The track is like made for Melbourne.
Fuck yeah. Sounds like you're quite proud of this city.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, this is my home now. I love it here, and I always make sure. I think the way I've ended up touring artists here, there's no way anybody can leave my company without loving Melbourne, because I'm just banging on about how good it is for like the whole week when they're here.
Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, post-COVID, speaking of Melbourne, you as a touring company have obviously had to pivot. You can't be doing these big international tours anymore. What's your feeling on the local scene domestically?
You know what, Cal? It's been amazing because the locals are shining at the moment. You know, when they're
Casey smashing it.
I mean, all the guys like Boogs and all my guys, Boogs and Brian and like The Journey did an incredible show last night. Just
shout out.
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes my heart warm to see these guys get their moment in the sun, you know. The only thing is, it's funny because all these young local producers who were like, before COVID, begging me for a gig, or all of a sudden they're like, oh mate, you need to talk to my manager and I need to be billed above him and I need this amount of money. And I'm like, when did this happen? It was like $75 an hour to play Revolver last time I checked, you know.
Mate, ever since Market Memories played at the Sydney Mine Music Bowl.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But no, it's great. Like, I love, I know it won't last forever, and I think it'd be a great thing if our locals can really build their presence here, so that when the borders open up, when all these internationals start coming in, our boys can go over there, our boys and girls can go over there and dominate in Europe.
Is that your prediction?
There's a lot of them I can tell are going to do pretty well. Just the release schedules are really catching fire. Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, and as you said earlier, we have a very fertile breeding ground musically where we are right now. I see. I can see the countdown. He's like, well, this guy's never DJ'd before. Bit of throwback to like Fidget almost. Now that's back to back it right there. That's two of us on one mix. Emmanuel SATIE, you've brought him out before as well, haven't you?
Yeah, that's it's Jacob Malmo, who's the other touring agent at Thick as Thieves. Emmanuel's one of his boys.
Shout out to ya.
Yeah, Jacob brings Emmanuel out very close and just done some music stuff together in the past. But yeah, Emmanuel's been on fire lately.
Oh my God.
Everything he touches turns to gold, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is one of them. I mean, when I first heard this track, there's a particular moment coming up where it quite literally falls apart. I mean, we were talking about breakdowns earlier. This is like a break down and die into a hole and be reborn.
Yeah. Where else do you play out?
Pre-COVID, just as COVID started to hit, I realized I was playing 4 nights a week.
Yeah, right.
I did Workers Club on a Monday.
Yeah.
I did the Retreat Hotel on a Friday.
Yeah.
I did alternating Saturdays at the TOF, and I did occasional Saturdays, other Saturdays at the Gasometer Hotel.
Oh, cool. How's the Gaso now? Is it
heaving? Have you been in the main room there?
Yeah. It's incredible.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's like, and you also don't get much of that in the north side.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Can we have a moment?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I just need to fall apart for a moment.
You know NINETOES?
Yeah.
You know that big record Finder was the first track he ever made?
What? Finders keepers. So naughty. for a couple of wholesome guys, we're playing some pretty naughty music, Mike.
The drums on this are just like...
Absolutely. I mean, it's all percussion, right?
Yeah. This next track is the new AUDIOJACK record called Under Your Skin.
Awesome.
Out on Crosstown Rebels.
Cool.
And AUDIOJACK for me are like one of the most underrated producers out there. They're just, the guys are incredible, and they've just never really got that level that they should be at.
Yeah.
But they're just two amazing, quiet, unassuming guys who just slay it in the studio.
Yeah. I know Sunshine's been playing a lot of their stuff.
Yeah. Sonny's a big fan.
It's amazing what adjusting the filter a tiny bit can do to the sound.
Didn't see that.
So I mate, I should have helped you out. Yeah. I left him on a triplet echo, but it kind of worked.
Yeah.
It's dance music. Just pretend it was intentional. Is that now? Tyson O'Brien, aka Generic, told me that is something known as the Boog's backspin.
Yeah. It's like so famous in Melbourne, and then
under your skin.
Just when you think you've got it, then Boog starts putting double echoes and triple echoes, and then filters and flangers and layers that you can just never find.
We'll just never catch up, will we? Part of your Genesis story actually involves Boog's. Was it that you continually went up to him, pestering him about a certain song in the cage?
That's
right?
exactly. So what it was when I came here,
Under your skin.
Boog's actually.
Under your skin.
I had a really good mate in Glasgow, was pretty unheard of, and he was making music. So Boog I was coming to Revolver on Sunday mornings, and Boog was always playing one of this guy's tracks, and I used to run up to Boog's every week and go, that's my mate's track, and after like 6 weeks he's like, yeah mate, I know. And then so I decided to up the ante, and while Boog's was playing the track, I called my mate and I passed the phone over to Boog's, and Boog's was like, what's this Irish fucking headcase doing? And
man, that would have looked pretty weird.
And then Boog's just ended up saying, mate, I'll come and talk to you when I finish my set. And we just like ended up having a great chat. Went back to an after party, played back to back, and the next week I was playing a Revolver.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall at that after party.
Shout out to Creme de Mont, Matt back in Glasgow. He got me my Revolver around him.
There's AUDIOJACK. You can hear it in that echo, the way the vocal just echoes out back into just thumping kick. Mike, I want to talk about your personal life a little bit, if that's okay.
Absolutely. I hope I'm not going to bore you to death, but...
You strike me as a man that lives quite outside of Thick as Thieves, quite a simple existence.
Oh, absolutely. I'm probably pretty healthy, as... I've done that again.
No, but I think it was on... Oh, no,
yeah,
it wasn't.
all right. I live a pretty healthy lifestyle. Like, I work out a lot, eat very healthy.
If you couldn't tell by his amazing shoulders, let's get a front on. Look at these things.
I'm training for Festival X, is it? I don't know. But yeah, no, live a very simple lifestyle. Take my dogs to work into the office every day. Yeah, just simple, like, don't really party these days. You know, have a few drinks every now and again. I actually got really drunk on St. Patrick's Day on Wednesday. But that's a given. That's like a rite of
I think
passage.
you're allowed to, mate. That's all right. Meditation's a big part of your life? We can go into that.
This is the Monkey Safari track I was telling you about.
Release number 2.
Yeah.
Awesome. From France?
German.
You really do traverse a lot of different genres, don't you,
Yeah.
mate?
Oh, mate. Yeah. No such thing as a straight line. Yeah, you were asking before, Cal. You know, I live healthy, and yeah, I've got really into meditation the last few years. I feel it's I actually had I was a really, really bad sleeper for years, and I feel one of the DJs we toured, you know, Anna, female.
Yeah.
Anna has been meditating for 2 hours a day for 20 years, and she's like one of the most zen people I ever met.
Wow.
So a lot of times when I'm driving these artists to like festivals and stuff, I end up having these really interesting conversations. Anna actually inspired me a couple of years ago. She had done this thing, so 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Sorry, I went to Canada on her recommendation.
Wow.
And I sat.
And when Anna tells you to go to Canada, you go to Canada.
Yeah. And I went to this place and I sat in this dark chamber for like 10 hours a day with all these things connected to my brain, just solving puzzles and doing.
Is this real or science fiction?
It's real. And
why did you do this?
Because it enhances the amount of alpha and theta brainwaves that you generate naturally.
Wow.
So it was basically to give.
So there's a scientific reason that you're a superhuman, Mike.
No, I'm definitely not superhuman. But hang on, I gotta let this bass line. So good. But yeah, so from some of my interesting conversations with Anna, she had told me she had done like heaps of like meditation, and yeah, and I just started. She encouraged me to really stick with it. I had this thing when I was meditating where I kept thinking I'm not doing it right, and she said you are doing it right.
But that's what meditation is, right?
Exactly.
Observing that annoying thought saying, this sucks. I'm bored.
Yeah, exactly. But just from sticking with it, like I've been probably meditating most days. You know, you have the odd exception, but like for like probably 3 years now.
And you're a 20 minutes guy?
20 minutes a day.
Me too.
I try sometimes to do an hour on the weekends if I've got time.
Yeah.
And then I've signed up to do a Vipassana meditation retreat, and
wow.
10 days, 10 hours meditation a day.
Oh my God.
Complete silence. So
When? When are you doing this?
May the 4th. I'm going in. Yeah. So you won't get a hold of me between May the 4th and May 16th.
What's your feeling moving into something like that?
What's that?
What's your feeling moving into something like that?
I'm really looking forward to it. You know, I mean, apparently, from what I gather, you have to look inward. You're not allowed to exercise. You're not allowed to read. You just have to.
Because exercise for me is a big part of my wellness routine, right?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about having part of your own wellness routine taken away from you?
I don't look at what's been taken away. I look at what I'm going to get out of that week. You know, it's like I just. Hang on a sec. We'll need to let this. This is the big moment in the track.
Listen to your friends, tell my girl, follow your heart. Your heart ain't healthy, and your unhealthy heart gonna lead you to an unhealthy place. You don't need any other to fix your life. God said I'm the fixer of all lives. And if you listen to me, and if you obey me, then your life is already fixed.
All yours.
Dude, amazing.
Yeah. good. Yeah, I guess I don't look at like what's been taken away from that week. I look at what I'm going to get out of it. Just, I mean, the concept these days of getting away from your mobile phone and cutting yourself off from society for 10 days is just unheard of, you know? Township, unbelievable.
You brought Township out for Luft.
Yes, again, that was Jacob Malmo. Props to Jacob.
Swear, there's another guy that gets too much airtime.
Yeah,
on this show.
I know. Yeah, Jacob's got a great relationship with the Township guys. Those guys are just, you know, their profiles just going from strength to strength. And yeah.
How's the production chops on them too?
Oh, man, unbelievable. Hey, Cal, I wanted to ask you, like you mentioned, like, so you meditate regularly as well, do you?
Yeah. How very diplomatic of you.
Yeah, no. Tell me about your meditation practice. What do you do?
It's very, very important to me.
Yeah.
And most...
What way? Like, what do you feel you get out of it?
Okay, well, firstly, I can shout out my friend Jimmy Melodic, who has his own company. And he taught me to meditate. We did a 3-day course. Check out Jimmy Melodic. He does the one giant mind technique. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I don't know a lot about it.
We basically sit down for 20 minutes 2 times a day, which I've now stripped back to once a day.
Yeah.
And you repeat a mantra.
Yeah.
The mantra he gave me is aham, which is Sanskrit for I am.
Yep.
And basically what that mantra does is allow you to focus. So, I mean, whilst a lot of meditation is about focusing on your breath, it's a lot harder to anchor yourself on something like that.
Yeah.
So I focus on that, and I do that 20 minutes a day, and I've done that for the last 2 years. And
how do you feel it benefits you? I love it. We're talking about meditation and this banging techno.
Well, Mike, it's so funny that you should draw that parallel, because I think that they are nearly identical things, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think that there's an element of focus and lack of distraction that comes with electronic music that is so similar and closely aligned to something like meditation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So look, I mean, I stopped drinking 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's another story. But meditation came into my life in a big way, as did exercise, and the profoundly positive effects that came from that have been huge.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I heard a great expression one time when somebody said you don't get better at meditation to get good at meditation. You get better at meditation to get good at life.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and it's something that I always think about. You know, if you're kind of going, oh, is this working? You just go, yeah, sit with it. You know,
sit with it.
Yeah.
There's a good quote that Jimmy taught me as well, which was, I won't always have the meditation I want, but I will always have the meditation I'm having.
Yeah, amazing. I fucking love that. That's so good.
Can you give me a hug?
Oh, of course, man. 3 hugs.
Let's do it. Also, breakdown of the fucking century. Take us home, Mike.
How are we going for?
You could squeeze in another tune after this, I reckon.
All right, cool.
Dude, it's been such a beautiful hour with you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. It's been heaps of fun.
We've had Mike TONER on the show. It's an absolute honor.
Well, no playlist from Mike TONER would be complete without a Rebuke track.
Hey, Rebuke, who is your cousin?
Nothing like shameless self-promotion of the family. This is huge, this track.
they do with the bass line here. Wouldn't mind some percussion. Already you can identify a much more savage hi-hat. Like, Rebuke doesn't do things by halves. It's undeniably him. It's not small, is it? Rebuke seems to be playing. Is this a low frequency oscillator? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm actually not too technical when it comes to production and stuff, but I just like everything Ruben sends me. He's like, you know, I'm biased, but the kid's a freak, you know. It's been quite nice, Cal, because I've seen Ruben. He started making music when he was 11. So I was an agent over here. We've got a really big family at home. And because I've got so many cousins, we knew who each other were and we'd had interactions. But it wasn't until I became an agent and he started taking electronic music seriously, we really bonded.
Oh, wow.
But then, so as soon as he was 18, I brought him to Australia and set up a tour for him, even though nobody knew who he was. I got him into like support slots for other artists that I was touring and stuff. And that kind of like really whet his appetite. But I said to him when he was leaving, I said, the next time you come to Australia, it's got to be like standing on your own 2 feet. And then he came out for our Thick as Thieves 10th birthday.
You gave him like the motivation.
No, I don't. He's always been motivated. Like, I didn't give him anything, but yeah, he came out for our Thick as Thieves 10th birthday, and that was right after that big Along Came to Collie record. And he's just been going from strength to strength since. He's like the drum code poster boy now, and
wow.
he's just got heaps of good stuff. And
that would have been so incredible to see come up within your family.
Yeah,
you know?
totally. How good is it having an agent?
Can you actually just tell the story? There are people that don't know that he's your cousin.
Yeah. Well, he's like, we're second cousins, and like my mum and his mum are related. And yeah, we just like from the same tiny hometown in Ireland. Like,
just the chances of two incredibly influential people in dance music locally to be both doing such amazing things.
I don't know if it's influential, but it's probably just our family being cheap, deciding that they want an artist and an agent out of the one family to kind of do something.
You were blessed by the doof wizard.
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird because like the town we grew up in, there's not even a dance music club, and you've ended up with somebody who's like an agent in Australia and an artist.
Well, whatever happened, I'm grateful it did, mate.
Ah, thanks.
Very onomatopoeic, Wasp.
Yeah, this is Ruben's new track on drum code, and yeah, it's gonna have legs.
Love what you're doing. There's no chance that next time Rebuke's in town, you could get him in the garage?
I will, for sure. He's really open to doing it. Oh, absolutely, he will, absolutely.
What a guy. We've had Mike Toner in the garage. I must say it has been such a profoundly positive hour for me.
Thanks, Callan, and like massive respect for you guys for what you're doing here. It's like it's great to be spreading positive vibes, and yeah, thanks for having us on.
My pleasure. I see a lot of kindred spirits. Well, I've admired you for a very long time, so thanks again.
Thank you.
Remember, whatever you do, may you do it with passion. And may we all truly endeavour to be kind to each other, the world around us, and ourselves. I've been DJ Be Kind to Other People with Mr. Mike Toner. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my man. Great.
That's it, mate. Well done.
Awesome. Thank you, boys. Excellent stuff.